think that's it, Joe. Thank you. Academic Secretary, awardees, guests and colleagues, on behalf of the Chancellor, Masters and Scholars of the University of Cambridge, it is my great privilege to welcome you to this public celebration of academic achievement. My name is Dr. Kirsty Allen, and I am the Interim Director of University of Cambridge Professional and Continuing Education. My colleagues and I are delighted to welcome you to the Guildhall for the 2026 Student Awards Ceremony. Today, you join the University of Cambridge alumni community. Professional and Continuing Education is the oldest university-led education department in the world, with roots dating back to 1873. For over 150 years, we have been pioneering access to learning, teaching beyond the university's walls, welcoming women early in our history, launching international summer programs, and introducing new academic disciplines. That tradition of openness and innovation continues through you. 2025 wasn't just a milestone year for you undertaking your studies. It was a milestone year for us too. This was the year we transitioned from the Institute of Continuing Education, or ICE, as we were fondly known for many years, to Professional and Continuing Education, PACE. This transition introduced not just a new name, but a new brand identity, shaped by your inspiring and diverse stories, bringing to life our mission to make Cambridge learning available to every kind of learner at every stage of life. And as the inaugural PACE cohort, you will always play a defining role in our history. Awardees, today is your day. Today, we celebrate the successful completion of your course of study and the achievement that represents. You have worked hard. You have earned this moment, and we hope you enjoy it alongside your family, friends, and supporters. It is wonderful to see you all here. Among today's awardees are those studying at university level for the first time. Others have returned to learning after many years away. Some are preparing for new professional opportunities. Others are accelerating careers they already love. And many are learning simply for the joy of discovery and intellectual growth. Some of you have studied while raising families or fulfilling caring responsibilities, others along full-time employment, and others as part of an active and engaged retirement. Every pathway represented here is worthy of admiration. Our classrooms are remarkable spaces. They bring together learners from a wide range of backgrounds, ages, professions, and cultures. In some courses, students span 6 or 7 decades of life experience. In others, classmates join from time zones around the world. People who left school without formal qualifications and those with doctorates learn together, learn from one another, and alongside one another. That diversity of perspective and experience is one of our greatest strengths. For many of you, today may also be the first time you're meeting classmates face-to-face, moving from online conversations to real handshakes and shared celebrations. Lifelong friendships and professional networks often begin in these classrooms, and we hope those connections continue long after today. We also recognise that part-time study represents a meaningful commitment. It requires organisation, discipline, and determination. It often takes place alongside work, caring responsibility, and busy lives. Your achievements reflect not only academic success, but also remarkable perseverance. To earn a Cambridge qualification is an achievement of real distinction. but to do so while balancing other commitments is especially notable. None of this happens alone. Learning is supported by families, friends, colleagues, employers, neighbours, and communities. We're delighted to welcome many of those supporters here today and those joining us online around the world. Awardees, I invite you to join me in thanking everyone who has supported you in your journey. Before closing, I would like to thank my colleagues, our academics, tutors, professional services teams, and event organisers, who work tirelessly to support our learners. I'm also grateful to our generous donors, whose support extends opportunity to many more learners. Finally, to our students, congratulations. In a few moments, you will cross this stage, and each of you will be celebrated equally and wholeheartedly. We hope that you will remain connected to Cambridge, continue your learning journey, and serve as ambassadors for the power and value of lifelong learning. Thank you very much, and enjoy your ceremony. In lieu of our usual honorary awardee address, we would like to take a few minutes to celebrate the life of our friend and colleague, Emma Wybrow. I invite Sarah Ormrod, former director of the International Summer Programme and Lifelong Learning, to the stage to celebrate Emma's life and contributions to lifelong learning.
Thank you, Kirsty. This is an occasion for celebration for you and your families. You have worked long and hard to achieve the awards you celebrate today. And this year's Honorary Award for Excellence in Continuing Education is also a celebration. It celebrates our colleague, Emma Wybrow, who unwittingly worked towards it, both hard and long. I retired at the end of December after 38 years of working on PACE's international summer programmes and more recently the weekend course programme. Emma was by my side as a stalwart of that team for 22 of those years. So I am daunted but very privileged to be able to speak about her today. In my mind's eye, I already see her shyly grimace at being the centre of attention, but also smiling and spotting anything I get wrong. This is PACE's first posthumous award, honouring excellence in the contribution made by a colleague to her day job in continuing education. We are privileged to have her family with us today, and a couple of her friends, and some of my team. For the many of you who didn't know her, I hope nonetheless that my comments about challenges, work, study, home and family, and inspirational example will resonate with everybody here. Emma came to us in her late 20s. She took a little time out when her sons George and Henry were born, juggling work hours very ably when either needed more of her time, always keeping her eye on the ball at work. She showed herself to be extremely efficient and bright, and it wasn't long before she was promoted, a total of 3 times over the years. Sometimes those internal interviews or regrading processes were challenging. Emma was never one to put herself forward, and self-promotion was not in her nature. Without missing a beat at work while her sons were still young, Emma, in her spare time, did a master's degree with the Open University. As far as I remember, she met every deadline, did well on every assignment. All of you receiving awards today will know the challenge of juggling work and family and of having to meet deadlines. With Emma, there were no great dramas about the pressures of study and assignment submissions. At least we didn't see them at work. Dave, her husband, may have a different recollection. When she became ill the first time, there was just stoicism, a great wish to avoid any fuss. She just got on with treatment, and with work between treatments, came back to us stronger in her resolve just to get on with life. She then supported Claire, her closest colleague, when she battled a similar illness a couple of years later. When Emma became ill last year and had to face more tests and treatment, typically she ensured all work-related loose ends were tied up, contract payments were authorised, and reminders sent to us to keep us all on track. On the day we were setting up for the start of summer programmes last July, she appeared with bags of treats for the entire team, fruit from her garden, and Henry, whom she promptly deployed to help us put up the display board in Lady Mitchell Hall's very tall windows. Over the years, our team faced tough times on many occasions. We don't always recognise which team members are the ones holding everything together, but in Emma's case, even when, more than once, she was totally exasperated by people or events, we always knew she had our backs. She was very often my go-to person for a sense check on the wording of a tricky email. She had a great sense of fairness and of justice. Emma's wicked sense of humour surfaced often, whether in the good-humoured ribbing of her colleagues, even after their retirement, what would Peter have said, reflecting on the twists and turns of planning challenges, is this a known unknown or an unknown unknown? And on many occasions, in humorous stories of home or holidays. I went with her a couple of times to conferences, but outside of work, Emma always seemed to manage fabulous short breaks away, often to Italy, which she loved, and to visit her family in the USA. But her trips were seldom without incident, and hilarious tales of travels and family adventures enriched our daily conversations in breaks between work tasks. There was always time for laughter and time for others. She and her family offered a home to Slavik, a young Ukrainian man early in the conflict in Ukraine. He stayed for several years, and his family have become part of theirs. Over the years, we tracked Emma's garden developments, Dave's impressive additions to her artwork collections, the school and university successes of her sons, the short but eventful lives of her chickens, the arrival and the daily antics of her black Labradors, Boris and Sergei. At work, Emma was a force of nature, possessing that rare combination of immense administrative expertise and a formidable intellect. She wore her learning very lightly, was constantly self-effacing about her own abilities. She was well-read, well-informed, and always well-intentioned. No sooner had a work task been identified, usually by Emma herself, than she'd have drawn up a new process or updated an old one and presented a draft for comment. Over 22 years, she kept everyone on track through the complexities and twists and turns of each academic cycle. As a person, she really had her finger on the pulse of current trends, artistic, social, and political. She was quick to suggest topics that we ought to be covering in our courses and plenary lectures, as well as films to see and books to read outside of work. Emma managed much of the evaluation process for summer programme students writing assignments, mastered the VLE to be a driving force behind the 3 virtual summer and winter festivals we had to hold in the COVID years. She devised much of an ever-changing programme for a Florida school running in March every year. She patiently and deftly grappled with each new version of the university's payment scheme or the digital credentials process, each new project and restructure, however exasperating those changes might appear to be at first. She was a respectful and supportive colleague. Her dealings with people across the university, as well as the many academics contributing to our course and lecture programmes, gained her universal respect. Fiercely loyal to the summer programmes team, she was always keen to develop our skills, support us in our difficulties, and rejoice in our achievements. Everything from surviving a particularly taxing summer to punching the air in glee when we won the team Christmas quiz. Beyond PACE, Emma had a wide circle of loyal friends, many in senior positions in the university and beyond. I thought I knew work Emma quite well, but what really struck me was that even after 22 years, what we see of our colleagues at work is, of course, only the tip of the iceberg, which is exactly as it should be. I knew she was a very good photographer, who always hated having her own photograph taken at work. I had no idea that in her teens she'd been a competitive ice skater. I had no idea about her favourite music. But she and Claire famously always made us laugh when they seemed to have the first line of an appropriate song ready to sing on every occasion. We all knew Emma was a very keen and knowledgeable gardener with a great love of sunflowers. A new climbing rose at Madingley will shortly commemorate her love of lunchtime walks around the gardens there. In my own garden, and I suspect in dozens of others, flower seeds from her garden that were given out at the reception after her funeral ceremony are now springing to life. In an age when parenting well seems more challenging than ever, Emma and Dave's sons, George and Henry, have, as far as we can see, been raised with good values, great manners, a positive, hard-working attitude, and the ability to cope with difficulties and tough challenges that life throws at them. We know that they and Dave will go on to great things. What's so important about Emma as an example to us all is how she lived her life. She bore her own illness and those of her family members very privately with fortitude and grace. She found a balance that many of us struggled to achieve. Many of us face challenges in our own health or that of family members. Many of us face challenges at work, change, deadlines, external pressures. Many of you here today and the family members here today may have questioned whether you have the capacity to take on the academic challenge of doing an award-bearing course with us, on top of all of those other things that life throws at you. You did it, and you and your families are here to celebrate that today. This is the start of the next stage of your life. You may be at a crossroads, just pausing to muster the courage to take the next step. Find your inner Emma, and like her, approach every task, every opportunity calmly, courageously, with patience, humour and commitment. Strong, funny, smart and generous, Emma was our rock, and her example will continue to inspire us all. Iris, Dave, George, Henry, Emma's wider family and close friends, thank you for sharing her with us. The salver here is just a part of the award, a small gesture to recognise everything she did for us at work. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, very much. And thank you for being with us here today. It's now my pleasure to invite our 2024-25 professional and continuing education students to the stage to be formally recognised by the Academic Secretary of the University of Cambridge for their achievements.
What do you see? Okay. Okay. Academic Secretary, for the award of the Certificate in Archaeology of Ancient Britain, I present Alison Fuller-Shapcott. Ian Heviett. David McDermott. Rebecca Noakes.
In absentia.
Academic Secretary. For the award of Certificate in Classical Studies, I present Joanne Brennan. Daniel Clout. Elizabeth Ferguson. Rebecca Gergen. Sarah Peacock.
Absentia.
Gloria Pavulescu.
In absentia.
Sarah Rodriguez Jimenez.
In absentia.
Timothy Rowlands. Academic Secretary. For the award of a certificate in the study of medieval England, I present Lindsay Beaumont. Karina Bowl. Nicola Coton.
In absentia.
Rebecca Edney. Megan Gooch. Peter Gore. Christina Hook. Sean Lumley.
In absentia.
David Roseful. Catherine Spooner. Madamita Wiseman. Catherine Wormington.
In absentia.
Academic Secretary. For the award of Certificate in World Archaeology, I present Kelly Al-Dakak. Leslie Wellard. Academic Secretary. For the award of Diploma in Archaeology, Death and the Ancient World, I present Simon Binns. Margaret Edney.
Academic Secretary for the award of Certificate in Coaching, I present Anna Angarava. Michelle Armstrong Butler.
In absentia.
I think Michelle is here. Alessandra Bayman. Irene Brew Riverson. Irene Brown. Marina Carolina Castel Fernandez. Chu Hin Ernie Chu. Norman Chimek Defanian. Kelly Giatti. Li Hao Eryut. Cardia Faresh Stotty. Colleen Ford.
In absentia.
Lucy Gibson.
In absentia.
Emma Hatton. Laura Cecile Lafan Valencia. Cecilia Lyons.
In absentia.
Ritando Mashere. Hui Yun.
In absentia.
Emma Patrick. Ben Richmond. Annie Roberts. Maria Tomato. Eduardo Taco. Alina Maragalis.
Academic Secretary. For the award of the Certificate in Ecology and Conservation, I present Joey Bridgewater. Emma Francis. Kira Webster. Jack Woodman.
In absentia.
Academic Secretary. For the award of the Certificate in Immunology, I present Beatrice Berg. Rija Sheikh,
In absentia.
Adrian Stechmesser, Academic Secretary, for the award of Certificate of Higher Education in Infection and Immunity, I present Emily Grant.
Academic Secretary, for the award of Certificate in Cognitive Psychology, I present Yosil de Araujo. Tracy Kapemu. Arcadius Scott Chalice. Jing Yi Cho. Academic Secretary, for the award of Certificate in International Relations, I present Abiola Aditujoy. Elisa Dunbar. Malgozata Gajdek. Alexander Legrand. Roger Nascimento. Casey Ray. Lucy Renee. Academic Secretary, for the award of Diploma in International Relations, I present Shumit Mandal. Chen Chu. Academic Secretary, for the award of Certificate in Politics, I present Hannah Arnold.
In absentia.
Alexander Delaney. Ruby Soper. Is this one? Two different. Rita de Atada Amidia Navaris. Academic Secretary, for the award of Certificate in International Business and Strategic Management, I present Rafika Chowdhury. Shamila Data Savage. Ian Elliott. Heel Fairley. Chaka Unwa Ikakwu. Damien Jones.
Academic Secretary for the award of Certificate in Philosophy, Metaphysics, Philosophy of Language and Ethics, I present Charlotte Alex Liudi. Prayman Daniels. Patrick Dottridge.
In absentia.
Larina Elizalde. Taras Ignashenko. Amandeep Panasar.
In absentia.
Morgan Young. Academic Secretary for the award of Certificate of Higher Education in Philosophy, I present Robert Brown. Alice Peelberg. Academic Secretary for the award of Diploma in Creativity, Theory, History and Philosophy, I present Liridan Ajdari. Thomas Hillman. Perla Munoz. Academic Secretary for the award of Postgraduate Certificate in Philosophy, I present Mark Webster. Dima Aljugal. Leighton Browan. Geraldine Scher. Enrique Benjamin Fernando III. Rogelio Gachalian. Dominic Griffiths. Maria Hernandez Villalobos. James Matthews. Paul O'Rourke Walker. Benedict Plimmer. Alvaro Rangel Hernandez. Hugh Rees Beaumont. James Sherritt. Melissa Sperling. James Town. Alexander
In
Wentworth.
absentia.
Goran Zlopasa. Academic Secretary for the Award of Advanced Diploma in Research Theory and Practice, I present Yusuf Kivirhum. Matilda May O'Shea. Nungnuch Pakunwich. Filippo Pasquale. Sarah Roby. Michael Worcester.
In absentia.
Academic Secretary for the Award of Advanced Diploma in Research in the Arts, I present Peter Casson. Sophie Osler. Melika Tanberg. Renske Theresa van Vroenhoven. Academic Secretary for the Award of Advanced Diploma in Research in the Sciences, I present Kayung Sat San.
Academic Secretary for the award of Certificate in History of Art, Early Modern to Contemporary, I present Cheuk Louis Leung.
In absentia.
Academic Secretary for the award of Diploma in History of Art, British Visual Culture, I present David Lee. Ferhat Radolplu. Renata Santos Berman. Academic Secretary for the award of Certificate of Higher Education in History of Art, I present Marinella Atome. Academic Secretary for the award of Diploma of Higher Education in History of Art, I present Amy Catt. Alexandra Lee.
Academic Secretary, the award of the Certificate in History, I present Sandeep Sharma. Gareth Smith. Jacob Whitten.
In absentia.
Academic Secretary, for the award of Certificate of Higher Education in Botanical Horticulture, I present Shah Meadows.
In absentia.
Helen Piper. Samara Salix. Thomas Silverman.
Congratulations once again to our awardees. Something a little bit different before we continue. I'd like to welcome our friendly videographer, Louis, to the stage in a moment. Louis is going to be recording from the perspective of one of our fabulous awardees so that we can share a little bit of what they experience with our incoming cohort of learners due to start with us in September. I'd love for you to give Louis the same warm welcome you've been giving your friends and family as we welcome Louis to the stage. He had to do it twice. He did it once this morning and didn't get it right. You all did, by the way. So today is your ceremony, and it is fitting that we have the voice of our learners representing during proceedings. I would like to invite Taras Agnishenko, Certificate in Philosophy, History of Philosophy, Philosophy of Mind and Political Philosophy, to the stage.
Thank you all for being here. Dr. Allen, Dr. Glover, tutors, fellow students, families, and the entire PACE staff, thank you for being here, and thank you for inviting me to speak to you today to mark the close of our year together. I'd like to begin with an image. It's Sunday afternoon, the light is starting to go. Somewhere in the country, many summers as it turns out, a screen comes on, and a grid of faces assembles. Kitchens, studies, a spare room turned into a classroom for the occasion. For the next few hours, this scattered company will think together about whether a conclusion really follows from its premises, or about what, in the end, is really there, or about what we mean precisely when we say we ought. That's what a year at PACE looked like for those of us on the undergraduate program in philosophy. A year of Sunday afternoons given to the question of whether we understand what we are saying, what we are doing, and what is really the case. I came to PACE 2 years ago, returning to serious study for the first time in over a decade. Though the return in truth had begun a little earlier, at a piano, there is a piece of music, Chopin's first ballad, that I played from memory in my final year of school. I played at INFC on the strength of what those youthful years give you: facility, nerve, a confidence that later turns out to have been unearned. I kept playing in the years that followed, but never again at the level the music deserved. A few years later, after my postgraduate degree, I stopped studying formally. And though I went on thinking, in the loose sense that we all do, I stopped thinking hard. 16 years on, I have come back to both, not back to doing them, but back to doing them properly. What I discovered then was something I had not been ready to discover in my 20s, that the real work, the slow, patient, attentive work, was what I had skipped the first time. Philosophy for me has been the same return, only in a different register. I thought about these questions before. I had not yet thought about them slowly enough. Nothing in our year together brought that home more clearly than Alex Carter's seminars on logic and the philosophy of language. I had not expected this. I came in thinking logic would be a technical prerequisite, the groundwork you do before getting to the real questions. What I found instead was that the groundwork is the real question. Try to say clearly what a concept like meaning or reference or truth actually is, and you very quickly discover how much you had been trusting yourself to mean without actually meaning. What I remember most clearly is not any particular problem, it is the shape of those Sunday afternoons. We would arrive with a concept in hand and begin to describe what we took it to mean. Alex would listen carefully and then quietly turn the concept over. Does this still work in this case? What about this one? The idea we thought we had understood would reveal an edge we hadn't seen, a scope ambiguity, a quantifier we had slid over, an implicature doing half the work. The real work of the seminar was not in arriving at an answer. It was in the slow, patient process of having a confident thought stress-tested until it became an honest one. That could have been skipped or outsourced or performed on our behalf. The careful dismantling was the education. This kind of education has a history, and it is worth knowing. PACE was founded in 1873 by a Trinity Fellow, James Stewart, at the urging of the suffragist Josephine Butler and the North of England Council for Promoting the Higher Education of Women. Stewart's earliest audiences were not Cambridge undergraduates. They were women the university had locked out. They were railway workers at the Mechanics Institute and Crew. They were at Rochdale the weavers who, a generation earlier, had founded the modern cooperative movement. What Stewart brought to them was not vocational training. It was philosophy, history, science, the cargo of serious thought that the old universities had been content to keep for themselves. The conviction behind it was radical, and remains so that the right to take your own mind seriously does not depend on your class, your gender, the stage of life you find yourself in, or whether your Sundays are free. 150 years later, that conviction is what we, between us, practice. And it matters now that we know what we were doing and why. Because the threat of that conviction has changed shape. In 1873, the threat was exclusion, locked gates, colleges that would not admit you. Stewart and Butler took Cambridge beyond the gates. In 2026, the threat is harder to see because it comes dressed as a gift. If each of us now has available on the device in our pocket a system that will fluently produce in seconds something that looks and sounds like the output of careful thought. It will translate the sentence into logic for you. It will summarize the paper. It will draft the argument. It will finish your thought. What it cannot do is think for you. It cannot sit with the confusion that precedes understanding. It cannot notice that a premise you have been relying on is quietly false. It cannot tell you what you actually believe, and most importantly, why. The danger, as I have come to see it, is not that these systems will become smarter than we are. The danger is that they will very politely offer to take from us the effort of thought, and that we will quietly let them, that we will become fluent consumers of conclusions we have not tested, speakers of sentences we have not examined, holders of beliefs that we have not earned. What I take from PACE's history and from the year that I spent here is that this is precisely what it has been built to protect, and it is what I think we spent that year learning genuinely how to do. I would like to take the opportunity to thank two people by name. Alex Carter taught us to notice carefully when an argument looks like an argument. It is a rarer and more valuable skill than it sounds, and I suspect we will use it for the rest of our lives. Milena Ivanova taught us something different and equally essential, that the hardest questions, what there is and how we ought to live, do not dissolve when you examine them. They deepen. Sitting patiently with that deepening feeling is itself a form of education. To my fellow students, we did this on Sunday afternoons in small rectangles across time zones and kitchens and quiet rooms. I came back to study expecting to meet my own mind again. I did not expect to meet yours as well, and I am the better for it. To the PACE staff who held all of this together behind the scenes, and to the families who carved out the Sunday afternoons at the other end of the screen, thank you. A last word to the cohort. We have spent a year practicing the hard thing, not the appearance of thinking, but the practice of it. We have sat with arguments until they made sense and with questions until they did not. The world we are walking back into will offer us in the coming years every kind of shortcut. Most will be genuinely helpful, some will be quietly corrosive, and the corrosive ones will be the harder ones to notice because they will feel like help. Keep doing the hard thing. It is what you came here for. It is what these Sundays afternoons were for. And it is, I have come to think, what a life of the mind actually is. Thank you very much, and good luck to you all.
Thank you, Taras. That was truly inspiring. I would now like to invite the University's Academic Secretary to speak to us this afternoon. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Well, this is the second time today that I've been asked to stand up and speak after one of our student speakers, and on both occasions now, I find that my own thinking is shallow and the points I'm going to make trivial compared to what we've just heard. So please bear with me. And what you can take away right at the start is I'm not going to talk for too long, which I hope will be welcome to everybody here. But it is a tremendous pleasure to be here today and to participate with you in this celebration of the achievements of our students in professional and continuing education. The university's mission is to contribute to society through the pursuit of education, learning and research at the highest international level. And this university, as I'm sure all of us in this room know, is one of the very best universities, not just in this country or in Europe, but in the world. And so to have achieved a qualification from this university is truly world-class and outstanding as an achievement, and we should all be willing to celebrate that. The other thing that I would take away from our mission is that the university is about contributing to society through education and research. And so that's not just through the typical school leavers who do exceptionally well at school, come straight onto university, come here, study at undergraduate level, perhaps go on to postgraduate level, and then who knows after that into professional qualifications. Some people are sprinters. That's how they attack life. But even those people will find lulls and then seek other opportunities later in life to learn. There are other individuals, of course, who come late to learning, who perhaps don't flourish so well early on. Perhaps they're more long-distance runners. And for them, a way into learning, such as is offered by PACE, is really important. So I would say that whilst this department, whilst PACE is not typical of the university, it's absolutely vital. It's a core part of the university and its mission. We were just hearing about the importance of careful thought and planning and insight and research when you're thinking about what to say. So I applied that to what I'm going to say next, deep and profound research, by asking Google AI what I should say about lifelong learning. And it came up with this as a definition, which I thought was rather good, actually. So, you know, we can speak against AI, but I think it has some strengths as well. Lifelong learning is the ongoing, voluntary and self-motivated pursuit of knowledge for either personal or professional reasons, aiming to develop the human potential generally throughout all stages of life. And there were 4 benefits that Google identified, which I thought were good benefits. The first was cognitive health. Learning is really good for our brains. It stretches them and it encourages them to keep growing, to maintain their function into older age. So learning throughout life is really important for our cognitive health. Secondly, employability and salary. According to Google, lifelong learners are an estimated 2.5 times more likely to be employed and often earn higher wages. So, it could be good news, but there's no guarantee around it, I don't think, just because Google said it. Thirdly, mental well-being. Learning provides a sense of purpose and achievement, which reduces anxiety, depression, and all of those other mental health challenges that we see today. It promotes a growth mindset, and using the buzzword. And finally, and I think most importantly, personal fulfillment. It allows us to pursue talents, rediscover interests, and keep life interesting. And I do think, as we've heard today, there's so much out there. I find I was a bit of a sprinter early on in my learning journey, and I suppose I spent something like 11 years accumulating various qualifications at the outset. But I've never stopped learning, and the things I'm interested in now are not really the things I studied. In fact, most of the things I studied, I can't remember anything about them at all, because I didn't really think deeply and absorb them. I was in a bit of a rush. And so I think it's profoundly important to have these opportunities and to keep coming back to those learning opportunities through life. And hopefully all of you today celebrating your achievements will be able to point to at least 1 or 2 of those 4 outcomes as something that you feel that you have achieved in your time with us. So finally, once again, I'd just like to recognise the huge contribution of the team in PACE and Professional Continuing Education, not just the colleagues on the stage, but those academic colleagues who couldn't be here today, but also those behind the scenes who, for example, have made today happen, but all the time are making it possible for us to deliver our programmes of education. And just as importantly, to remember those family members, supporters, all those who've helped you along the way, who are some of whom are seated here today, some of whom no doubt can't be with us but are out there. So I just wonder if you would join with me just for a moment to show your appreciation for all of those who've helped you on your journey through education.
On that note, I bring the ceremony to a close. Before we retire to drinks and canapes in the small hall, I would like to invite one more round of applause for our awardees.